Hello everybody, it's Maikito. I hope everybody has had a good day. When it comes to tomorrow, just want to quickly let y'all know I will likely not have a video tomorrow just because one, it's a small slate, I believe, just 2 or 3 games, and I already don't like the game, so I can already tell there's not going to be that many props. And that way we can just have more time and prepare, or I can just look at the props for the Champions League that's going to be on, I believe, Tuesday. So there will be a video in 2 days, just won't be a video tomorrow. Just wanted to get that out the way. But there are some props, there's good games, plenty of games tomorrow to go through, so I'll get straight into the picks. My first prop is Cristian Romero to go higher than 1.5 tackles playing at home for Tottenham, going up against Arsenal. You can take the bump on PrizePicks at 2 if you want to, but you can change it to the Goblin at 1.5. I just like the safety net that you're getting there. Anyways, he's gone over in 2 out of 3 games for Tottenham, and including the ones that he had in international break, he's gone over in 4 out of 5 of those. He played them twice last season, went over in both of those games. He had 3 and he had 4, so it's not like he barely went over with 2. He went over with 3 and 4, and he averaged 2.13 tackles per 90 last season. He's an aggressive player, so Arsenal is going to be attacking a lot, and since he's aggressive, he's going to be there trying to tackle the ball from the opposition. And Arsenal is going to be hungry to get the win because they're one of the only teams capable of keeping up with Manchester City when it comes to the title race. And I know it's only a couple games in, but Man City already look like the favorites this soon into the season. They'll always find a way to win no matter what. So Arsenal is going to try to get that win against Tottenham, especially in this derby. Arsenal don't really have a real number 9 striker, so they have a lot of dribblers in that team, including Trossard, even Havertz. They're gonna have Martinelli. They're gonna have Saka. So it's not like it's not gonna be like when they have a real striker, it's hard to get tackles because they try to pass the ball to him as a marksman. But because Arsenal don't have a real 9, there's a lot of dribblers and plenty of opportunities for him to try to tackle the ball away from them. And Arsenal also play a lot of through balls, so Romero can also get opportunities there, trying to tackle the ball away from the players that receive the ball as well. And I think it's a good prop. It's a big game, so he's gonna be there. He's gonna play the full game. I like Cristian Romero to go higher than 1.5 tackles. My next prop on the other side is William Saliba to go higher than 49.5 passes. He's gone over in all 3 games so far. He has 62 against Wolves, 88 against Aston Villa, and in this recent game against Brighton, he went just over with 50, and that's considering the fact that they only had 36% of the ball because Declan Rice got a red card, so they were a man down, and he was still able to barely go over this prop. And the reason why I feel like this prop is this low is because of how they played last season. He went over in 1 out of 2 games against them, barely went over with 50, and went just under with 46. And the main reason, first of all, they play about 50% of the ball, and even then I would take his over. But the main contributing factor to why I like his over is because Odegaard, their best midfielder that they have, it got injured during international break, and his replacement is very, very likely going to be Jorginho. And Jorginho and Odegaard have very different play styles. Odegaard is usually just very direct when it comes to his play, direct in him getting the ball and passing it up. But Jorginho, on the other hand, is more about controlling the pace, controlling the ball, passing the ball around with the defenders. So I think the fact that Jorginho is going to be there is going to help Arsenal slow down the play, and I expect them to do that with him there. And with Odegaard, they're much more direct. So I think I just like just Jorginho, in my opinion. It's the main reason, or really the tipping factor into why I like this prop. And I know they average a lot more to the ball against other teams, which is why he averaged 73.76 passes per 90 last season. I expect this to be around 50-50. I just think it's a little too low. I like Saliba to go higher than 49.5 passes. My next prop, I usually don't take a lot of goals and assists prop, but I like this one, and that's Iago Aspas to go higher than 0.5 goals and assists, playing at home against Celta Vigo, going up against Valladolid. He's had 3 goals and assists in 3 starts, and in both of those that he's had, 2 of them have been at home. 2 games that he's played, he's gone over in both of those games. And Valladolid have conceded 10 goals in 4 games, while Celta have also scored 10 goals in 4 games. So Celta has been good in the attack, and Valladolid has been bad in defense, which is just perfect for us. And last season, out of Celta Vigo's 46 goals, he had 19 goals and assists, so he was involved in 41% of the goals that Celta scored. So if Celta scored 1, good chance he gets it. If they score 2, he will very likely be involved. And even this season, he's had 3 goals and assists, from 10 of Celtics, so he's been involved in 33% of the goal contributions already so far this season. So I think this is a good prop. First of all, he's our penalty taker, and he scored 9 goals from 28 shots on target. So he's a pretty efficient striker, especially for his age and how much he plays. He's also a long shot taker, so he's willing to take those shots as well. And he's also great at through balls, great at key passes, great at finding his teammates. And Valladolid's main weakness is through balls. So if he sends those, he has plenty of players to pass it to. So they can be able to score. He can get an assist that way. He can pass it to Borja Iglesias, who last season didn't get that many opportunities. He played off the bench. But 2 seasons ago, when he was a starter, he scored 15 goals from 29 shots on target. So he scored about 50% of the shots that he took, which is good. He can also pass it to Swedberg, who also didn't get that many opportunities last season in general. But he still had 5 goals from 6 shots on target from only 4 starts. So that he scored like 80-something% of the shots that he took on target. He scored 5 from 6 on target. So he has good players to pass it to. He has a good chance to score as well. Valladolid's a bad defense. They've been doing good. He's very involved in their attack. So I like the odds that he gets either or. So like Iago Aspas to go higher than 0.5 goals and assists. My next prop is Sandro Ramirez to go higher than 1.5 shots, playing at home for Palmas, going up against Bilbao. He's gone over in 2 out of 2 starts that he's played so far. He had 4 away to Leganes and 2 at home to Real Madrid. So if he can do it against Real Madrid, who have a better defense than Bilbao in my opinion, he can definitely do it against them. He played them once at home. Obviously they play one game home and away, and in the home game that he played against them, he had 5 shots. We just need him to take 2. And then in the away game, he didn't start. He came off the bench, played 30 minutes and still had 1. So if he starts his game and obviously plays, I have good chances that he gets 2. He averaged 2.6 shots at home last season, way more than away. So he shoots better at home, which is what we like. And he's a long shot taker. 27 of the shots he took were from outside, 25 were from inside the box. So again, we like players that are willing to take shots from no matter where, but both inside and outside the box. And he's also good at holding the ball, so it'll be difficult for Bilbao to get the ball away from him. And because Palmas now have another striker in Bernie up top, Ramirez plays more on the wing, which means he's going to have more space to take those long shots instead of him being up top and waiting for the ball to get to him. He'll get the ball more, which means more opportunities for him to take those shots. And because it's hard for opponents to take the ball away from him, he's going to get those opportunities. And Bilbao have only had 1 away game out of the 4 games that they've played so far this season. So they've barely been able to play away from home. They've been comfortable playing at home, and now they have to play away, which is what we like. And Palmas they're a team that have high possession of the ball, especially against weaker teams. But because it's a tougher team, I easily expect them to get around 50% of the ball. And I like this prop. I trust him. He's a shooter. I like Sandro Ramirez to go higher than 1.5 shots. My last prop is Ruslan Malinovskyi to go lower than 2.5 shots, playing at home for Genoa, going up against Roma. He's only had 1 start so far, and it was at home, and he went under with 1 against Inter Milan, and he got subbed out 71 minutes in, which is what we like. If he gets subbed out, even better for us. From last season, a lot of his games were off the bench, but if you look at the shots he took, 38 out of 39 shots he took were from outside the box. And if he only takes from outside, I do not expect him to take 3, especially against Roma, who's a defensive-minded team. I just don't think he'll take 3. And if you consider his per 90 stat, he averaged 2.27 shots per 90. But again, he's playing against Roma, who's not a bad defense. They're pretty good. And in Roma, 2 away games that they've played, they gave 13 shots to Cagliari and 8 shots to Juventus. And I expect Genoa to take about maybe 13, if that. And in the game where he played against Inter, Genoa took 13 and he only took 1. I think 2.5 is too high of a prop for him. And Roma, like I said, they're a defensive-minded team, and they have a good midfield and wingbacks that they have to stop him from even taking those shots. They have Cristante. They got the new signing Kone, who's an underrated pickup for them. And they also have Angelino. And I think 2.5 is too high of a prop for Malinovskyi to go lower than 2.5 shots. I want to give a quick shout out to my partner Underdog Fantasy. You use code Maikito in the description. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. They also have a lot of tokens, profit boost. They give you like 25-30% more than what you would. They're doing a lot of that. Free plays as well. So if you want to use a code, it's linked in the description. I also have the YouTube membership for those that are interested in that. It's a great way to support the channel, and you also get the content out early before anybody else. I also have my PrizePicks, my Cashapp, and my Fliff as well if you want to use those. And I really appreciate anybody who supports me in any way. I have a couple money line plays, and the first one is the Barcelona money line against Girona. They've won all 4 games, scoring 13 goals and conceding 3. So they've had a good attack and they've had a good defense, which is much better than what they did last season. And while Girona did win both games against them last season, both of those games were actually 4-2. They lost Dovbyk and Savio, which were their main attacking outputs, where they were scoring a lot of their goals and a lot of the reason why Girona did good last season. Out of the 8 goals that Girona scored in those 2 games, they were involved in 5 out of the 8. So I do not expect Girona to score this many against Barcelona. Barcelona's defense has improved much more since last season. They have a new coach and they've been playing well. They've only conceded 3 in those 4 games, and like I said, they've scored 13, so they average over 3 goals a game. So, and Girona lost, like I said, their main attack in Dovbyk and Savio, and they've conceded 4 goals in 4 games so far. They're weak on the counterattacks, which Barcelona's good at, and they're weak at defending skillers, which we know they have Lamine Yamal, and they also have Rafinha as well. So I think it's a good matchup, and Barcelona's going to want to keep that undefeated streak and also get revenge for them against a team that beat them twice last season. So like the Barcelona money line against Girona. And then the second one, team that never lets me down, knock on wood, is the Inter money line against Monza. They've won 2 out of 3 games this season, scoring 8 goals and only conceding 2. They have a great defense. They're always a good defensive-minded team as well. And they played them twice last season, winning both games, winning 3-1 away from home and 2-0 at home. They're playing away, but I still like this prop regardless. Monza are yet to win this season. They've drawn 2, conceded 1. They've conceded 3 goals in 3 games. And now, first of all, they haven't even played good offenses in those 3 games. They played Empoli, they played Genoa, and in the first decent attack that they faced against Fiorentina, they conceded 2, and they're playing an even better offense than Inter Milan, who already did good against them last year and scored 7 goals in those 2 games. And Inter will just overwhelm them. They're good at overwhelming their opponents with their 2 wingbacks that go up top, their 2 strikers that's already 4 up top, and then they play 3 midfielders that can pass the ball around and create service for them. So they're going to be overwhelming Monza, and I just think it's going to be too much for them. It was too much for them last season as well, and I trust Inter Milan to get it done. So I like the Inter money line against Monza. Quickly going over last video's picks. When it comes to the ones that hit, I'll just quickly go over those. It was Sloboslai, shots assisted, Fleck and saves, Klein high shots, added play Baleba, passes hit as well. Man City first half money line hit, AC Milan scoring 2 or more hit. Asensio higher than 2 shots hit as well, and then Semenyo higher than 2.5 shots hit as well. And then the ones that missed, most of those except for Carvajal, all but one were just hooks. But Mateta lower than 3. He got a penalty last minute of the game. He took that 4th shot. Veliz to get at least 2. He took 1, got subbed out 50-something minutes in. He got subbed out way too early. Leipzig to win. They tied. They had a penalty. They missed. Corners. Liverpool to go 10 or more. They ended with 9. So you get the idea. It was just a frustrating day. We had a lot that hit, but we also had just as many that missed. So it just depends how you paired them. It wasn't obviously a good day, but it wasn't a bad day either. And hopefully I can improve upon that in tomorrow's video, which I like these props as well. And then as always, if I have any added plays, I will add them in the YouTube pinned comment. I will add a comment there, usually about an hour to 30 minutes before the game. But other than that, if you don't know, I do have a free Discord. Yes, it's free just for those that want to talk about the games, talk about your own slips. People talk about their own picks that they like as well. So you're always welcome to join. Link in the description. But I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.